Hey sophomores, so today we are building digital prototypes of our form from data models. So the lesson target is I can build a digital prototype of my form from data model in SketchUp. There is this tutorial sheet that you can use to guide through if you don't need the whole video, but I'm making this just in case you want to watch step by step. And then also at the end, you want to think about, are there any revisions you want to make to your plan for your digital model, for your plan for your chipboard model after seeing this digital prototype. So I'm going to first download my shaded quadrant diagram. So you need to go to Google Classroom and grab your quadrant diagram. Hopefully you will photograph and upload it. If you haven't, now's a good time to do that. You also want to make sure your picture is portfolio ready. So it should be taken at 90 degrees to a piece of paper with no shadows on it. As much as possible, you want this to be like nice and flat and not at an angle and super crisp and clear. All right, so I'm going to download this image, and it should appear in your downloads on your desktop computer. So now you're opening up SketchUp for schools. Remember, when you search for it, you don't want to open up regular SketchUp. You want to open up SketchUp for Education. So it's going to be this primary and secondary school 3D modeling program link, and then you click here on Get Started. Tell it you're a student, and when you sign in, make sure that you are signing in through Microsoft, not through Google. So you're going to create new. Up here, you're going to save it. You can save it to OneDrive and type in your name plus form from data and save it. Your first step is importing your image. So you're going to go up here to the three lines, click on Import My Device, click on My Device again, and then this should be in your downloads. If it's not, re-download it and then hit open. You want to import it as an image, not as a material this time. So it's going to come in. I'm going to click to place it. It might be a little laggy. Mine's definitely lagging here. And then you want to bring it out a little bit and click again. I'm going to delete this person because the thing we're making is much smaller than a person, so that's just going to mess up my view. Now I'm going to scroll so I can see it better. Again, to move around to orbit, you're holding down your middle mouse button. To pan, you're holding Shift plus your middle mouse button, and then to zoom in and out, you're scrolling on your scroll wheel. Okay, so in order to do this properly, I need to be able to see through my plane, so I want to change my display mode. So I'm going to come over here on the right and click on my styles. And here I want to click on the kind of the Explore tool over here, go to Default Styles, and click on X-Ray. Okay, now I'm going to trace my, I never scaled this. Sorry, I've got to scale this first. So I'm going to come over here to my measuring tool. If it's not showing up, where is mine? Okay, so I had to click the little down arrows to find mine. Yours might either be on this bar or it could be over here. So I'm going to click on my measuring tool. I click on one edge of my drawing, then I come straight and I click on the other side and I type in the measurement I want it to be. So I'm going to type in 8 inches. When you're typing inches, make sure you're hitting Shift and then the button next to your Enter key to get the quotation marks. Hit Enter, and then it says, do you want to resize the model? And hit Enter again to say OK. All right, so now we're at the right scale. Now I'm going to head and grab my rectangle tool. I'm going to click on one corner here, and then I'm going to click on the other. I want to make sure that I can see that diagonal popping up so that I know I'm making a real square. Now I'm going to trace the rest of my lines. I'm grabbing my pencil tool, and I am tracing these lines. I'm going to make sure you're connecting your lines all the way through and waiting until you see those little on-edge signs come up so that you know you're really making a full shape. I've got a little more to go over here. Okay, so my next step is to push pull these up. You might remember we talked about that your white squares are going to be 1 inch, your light gray shapes are going to be 2 inches, your medium gray shapes are going to be 3 inches, and your dark gray shapes are going to be 5 inches. So I'm going to come over here, grab my push-pull tool. I'm going to start with my 5-inch shapes, so the very darkest ones. And one by one, I click on it, and I type in 5 inches, hit enter. And then once I have one, I can use that to set the tops of the other, so I don't have to type it in each time. So I'm just hovering over the other edge and kind of using that. Okay, and then I think there's one more 5-inch over here. Okay, next I'm going to look for my 3-inch shapes. So I have a 3-inch one right here. And I type in 3 inches, hit enter. And then I think there's only one other 3-inch one over here. Okay, did I get them all? This also, no, that's a 2-inch, I think. Okay, and then I'm going to do my 2-inch shapes. So I bring up this one, type in 2 inches. That's up already. And I think this one and that one are 2 inches. Okay, and then finally my 1-inch shapes. Occasionally it won't come up quite properly, so just make sure you're really watching it and making sure that you hit enter at the end. Okay, 2 more. Okay, I think I got all my shapes. So now I'm going to delete this image, so I can go up here to get my arrow tool, delete the image underneath, and I'm going to change back to shaded mode. So over here, I'm going to click on shaded mode. Now I'm ready to put on materials. I'm going to come over here to my right bar again, click on materials. I'm going to go click on the explore button, and then you can make it whatever materials you want. I'm going to use just some colors. So I'm going to use a pink for the tops. So I'm making all the tops the same color. And then I'm going to make all of kind of this side that I see a green color, and you're going to have to use your discretion a little bit here because sometimes like this side is kind of facing this way but kind of facing the other way, right? It might need another color altogether. But it's your discretion kind of like where you want to call it, like what's the defining factor for what face we're on. So now I'm moving to this side, doing a little yellow for that. I missed that green side, so I can come back here to get that green. And then this side. And I probably should have done a better job thinking about my colors. These are going to look super random. So maybe take some time to think about what you want this to look like before just starting. Okay, and last side. Okay, now I can kind of go back through and like figure out which ones I'm missing. I have some like small sides that are missing that were hard to see until I turned my model. I want to make make sure that I got all the white edges, that everything's the color that I want it to be. So I got all of those. This is a tiny edge here that needs to be yellow. So I think I'm going to define this as a yellow side, kind of keep those being the same. Okay, that's my green side. And then this is missing a green. Okay, so I think I got all my sides. Oh, I missed one right here. So that's supposed to be that blue color. Okay, so I'm now going to pick a side to draw this from. I want to kind of find a way that shows everything well. So I might come over to maybe this side. I can see everything pretty decently, or maybe this side. I'll stick with this side. You usually want the smaller shapes in the front, but I think I like this view better. So I'm going to rotate until I'm in that view. I want to put this in a slightly different perspective. So I come over here to scenes, click down on camera, and then change it to parallel projection. That's going to make it so it's an isometric view, so it's a little bit easier to see all my sides. Then I'm going to come back to my display styles here, my styles, and I'm going to change this. I want to edit it. So I'm going to go over here to my edit button. And under background settings, I'm going to change my background to be white. You could also do black if you prefer. And then I'm going to scroll down to modeling settings, and I'm going to turn off my guides and turn off my model axes. So I just have like a nice clear image here. And I didn't save my settings, so I'll go over that again. So click on your edit button, change your background to white, and then turn off your guides and your model axes and hit done. Okay, so I'm going to recenter this, and then I just want you to export a PNG and upload it. So you're coming over here, maybe save it first. Click on your 3 lines, go to download as a PNG. And then here's my final image. I'm going to click on export as PNG. And then I'm going to upload this file to Google Classroom. One of the reasons we're doing this is that you can really kind of see ahead of time what your chipboard model will look like and make any changes now. So I might decide that some of these pieces are too small and I want to combine them with other pieces. I might decide that I want more low on one side, more high on another. Maybe I want to change some heights here and there. So this is a really good time to make those changes in your shaded quadrant diagram before you continue. If you are completely done with this, please go back to working on your chipboard model.